Video about 10 questions from Richard McCook. Richard McCook, who has this great UK accent. I'm not sure where it's from, but love it, Richard. It's one of my favorite things about your videos. You and I don't like any of the same music, so. Richard asked 10 questions about the vinyl community for creators. And he actually asked 3 sets of questions. And I think I did a video for the first or second one, and I missed one. And now here we are at the end of the road for the 10 questions. So I got the list of 10 questions here. I'm sure you can't read that because I scroll. And I got my 2014 Mutual of Omaha notepad. I do sell life insurance. If you have any needs and you want to discuss life insurance, long-term care insurance, annuities, this is an advertisement for me. And the lighting is not very good in here right now. What are we going to do? Let me turn on the light. Don't move. Oh. That probably didn't help much. Okay, 10 questions. Oh, by the way, I didn't know this thread was going on until I saw a video today by Harris Pilton. So thank you, Harris Pilton. That was the first one I saw in this thread. 10 questions. Here we go. Number 1, do you ever struggle with ideas? Do you struggle with ideas coming up? Let's start over. Do you struggle coming up with ideas for your videos? I'm gonna admit something here. The last couple of years, I was diagnosed with something called ADHD. We used to call it ADD. I have no attention span, and one of the symptoms of this wonderful brain neurodivergence is a lot of ideas, not a lot of follow through with the ideas. So I come up with ideas for videos literally every day. I have notebooks full, lists full of ideas for videos, scripts that I've started, lists of people that I want to interview, and I don't finish 90% of them. If I had more time, if I was home more, I would make 20% of my ideas. Now I'm only making 4 or 5% of the ideas. So I don't struggle coming up with the ideas. I just said that. Move on. Question number 2. Would you purchase subscribers? Well, if it's considered unethical and illegal, I wouldn't. But if YouTube somehow made it legal and easy, I might consider it if it was super cheap, you know, like for like 50 cents for 1 million subscribers. But that would really kill the value of YouTube. That would be chaos. Now, little secret, the music business, the music industry has been caught doing that multiple times. When you see a video that's got 8 bazillion views, the latest rap or hip hop tune or pop tune, music industry people have been caught doing that. They will sorry, I gotta fix that. They will pay for views, not for subscribers. But so that's kind of unethical in itself because you think the song is really popular and it's a great song. Hey, it's like payola, the olden days. You're never going to stop music producers from figuring out unethical ways to make money. You just won't do it. That's what they do. Number 3, do you talk about how much you paid for your records on your videos? I try not to make that an important part of my videos unless it's the theme of the video. Like I just did a video on a couple dozen jazz records that I got for $1 and $2 and $3. And today those records would be worth $30, $40, $50, but the point was I bought them so long ago when the price of vinyl was crashing. I was able to get, you know, my copy of Love Supreme is $2.50. The label's still on there. So sometimes I talk about it when it's the point of the discussion. I don't like to talk about the expensive ones, just the cheap ones. I don't know. Okay, number 4, interesting question, Richard. Are there genres that you don't like and you don't show on your channel? Well, everybody has to answer yes to that question because there are so many genres of music. And unlike what people tell you, no one likes all genres. Anytime someone says they like all genres, I say, tell me about opera. Tell me about free jazz. Well, I like pop, hip hop, and EDM, and heavy metal. Okay, those are 3 genres within pop music, popular music. Most music is not popular. Gregorian chant. I don't know if I've ever showed a Gregorian chant record. I have a few opera records because when somebody gives me a collection of, 50 records from an old person, there's usually a couple operas in there. I can't say I've ever figured out how to like opera. I like classical, I like jazz, I like rock. I showed a yodeling record on my channel once, and that doesn't mean I like yodeling. It was a funny cover, actually. I think I showed it for some joke. It might have been April Fool's Day. I've showed a lot of strange genres. It doesn't mean I like them, and it's an interesting question. Oh, what Richard said for that question was he doesn't show jazz because he doesn't like jazz. Oh, Richard, what do we do with you? Some people just don't get jazz. I get it. He said that Miles Davis' Kind of Blue was too noisy for him, and that's one of the least noisy jazz records ever. So I wish we could cure you, Richard, of your distaste for jazz, but I get it. Not everyone likes it, and it is not a popular style of music. According to the record industry, it's like 1.7% of new record sales. 98% of the people out there ain't buying jazz. But I like that question, Richard. Thank you. Number 5, do you flick through people's videos to get to the good parts, to get to the records you like? I do that, and this goes back to question number 1, ADD, attention deficit disorder. I flick through and fast forward through and move around and jump around in everything in my life. Non-linear. I'm a non-linear thinker. That's not a good thing necessarily. It may be good for creativity, but it's not good for getting things done. So yes, when I read books, and when I make dinner, and when I read the menu at a restaurant, and even when I listen to records, CDs sometimes, and when I'm going to the store, I don't start at the beginning and go to the end. I flip around, jump around, rush to the end. I do that in all aspects of my life, even sex. Of course, I'm kidding. Who would have sex with me? Let's move right along, shall we? Let's move along to number 6, shorts. Do you like shorts? I'm more of a cocktail dress guy, although I would prefer kilts sometimes a day. Dad joke alert. Shorts. Shorts are the future, and the future is here, and the future of digital media, social media, is shorts. So you better get on board if you're not already on board, okay? I started another channel on YouTube, and I think I got over 1 million views pretty quickly. Sorry, I'm looking over there like someone's coming in the door because I want my privacy when I'm talking to my special vinyl community friends. Shorts. I started another channel on YouTube. Probably won't mention it. It's mostly shorts. There are no videos of me talking like this. There are just little clips of stuff that I borrow, steal from other channels. Newsy stuff, politics, controversial information. It's like 80% shorts. And that channel jumped to 4,400 subscribers in a relatively short period of time. So shorts is where the future is in social media, and this idea of flipping, scrolling. I look at my family after dinner. Everyone in the family sitting there on their phone scrolling. I say, you all suffer from scoliosis? Let's knock that off. It's addictive, and you got to learn to not be sucked into scrolling through shorts all day. Same thing on Instagram. They call them reels. I have a reel on my YouTube channel. Not YouTube. I have a reel on my Vinyl Rundown Instagram channel that has 900,000 views. I get hits for it every day. I have another one on another Instagram channel that just hit 4 million views. So reels, shorts. I'm sorry, our attention span is getting shorter and shorter. I think there'll be new social media where the longest thing you can have is 1 second, and some of the videos will be just 1 frame. Our brain, it's amazing that our brains can absorb all that information. Okay, we're only on number 6. Let's keep going. The community tab. Number 7, do you use the community tab on YouTube. Yes, I do. Not as often as I should. In the community tab, you can do polls, or you can do just a regular post, like a graphic, or just some text. Or what's a good thing to do for you YouTubers, after you make a video, share it in the community tab. You have a higher chance of people seeing it, okay? What shows up in your feed versus what shows up in your community tube, I guess you've doubled the chances that people will see it. Community tab user that I see a lot is if you follow Blue Note Records. They put up stuff on the community tab almost every day, and it's usually like, hey, today's the birthday of Jimmy Smith, or today we're rolling out this new record, something like that. They don't put many videos on their channel, but they use the community tab to good effect. And when somebody posts something on the community tab, you can also comment on it, and it becomes its own little social media interaction thingy. I'm just checking something on my phone. Yep, I want to make sure I'm looking at the right camera. There's only one camera, but that leads us into the next question. Things that you don't like about your own videos. One of the things I don't like about my own videos is it's hard for me to know where I'm supposed to look. I think I'm looking at the camera, but now I'm looking at myself, but I see a picture of me not looking at me. The first couple years of videos, I never looked at the camera, and people would complain about it. I don't like anything about the way I look or sound, okay? I don't like anything about the hair. You know, I don't even want to talk. I don't even want to even acknowledge what's going on up in the hair area. And there's lots of things I don't like about my own videos. They ramble, they go on too long. They say the same things over and over and over, and they ramble, and they say the same thing, and that's an ADHD thing also. Number 9, are there things you don't like about other people's videos? Are you asking me, a middle-aged Jewish man, if he has any complaints? Do I have any complaints? Of course I got complaints. Let's not go there. I found someone else who answered this question just by chance today. I came upon the Richard McCook, and I also came across this guy I never heard of before, Final Community Sean Apocalypse. Never heard of this guy before. He did a video about, what does he call it? I don't even know what it's called. The Evolving Vinyl Community Rule Book. He's basically saying, he's answering this question number 9. What don't you like about the VC? Because there's all these rules, and I wouldn't say rules, I would say conventions and almost cliches. And this, you know, stay within the lines. You must do this. You must have a bunch of records behind you at all times. I've got 45 cubes of IKEA records in 2 other rooms. I don't shoot videos in there that often because my family's out there, and they don't want to hear me, and I don't want to see them. You know, I don't want the interruption. Oh, I hate it when I knock the camera over. That's something I don't like. Things you don't like about other people's videos. So Sean was basically talking about all these conventions that people feel they need to stick to. Somebody said they never use the word vinyl. I don't use the word VC because that's not inclusive. If you're new to the vinyl community and someone starts talking about the VC, are you talking about venture capital or the Viet Cong? Well, everyone in the VC knows it's the VC. Yeah, but what about the millions of people who you want to invite into the vinyl community? So be inclusive in your language, and that's not any kind of politically correct inclusive. Like, that doesn't mean I'm going to have a black person and an Asian person and a disabled person on my video. It just means bring in more people into the vinyl community. But I could go on for many hours about things I don't like about the vinyl community. You're all wonderful out there, really. And if you watch my videos, I thank you and I appreciate it. I love it when you comment on my videos. So please feel free to comment. But like any genre or community, it develops its own set of unwritten rules. And leave it to Mr. Sean Apocalypse, who stated what those rules are. And the fact that the rules are a moving target. Oh, this month you have to do it this way. Last month we were doing it that way. How am I supposed to keep up with these rules? So, interesting. Maybe I'll put a link to that video below, because maybe you haven't heard of this guy. Okay, last question. We're at the end, guys, the bitter end. What happens if you stop making videos? Will you tell anybody? Well, I think many people will stop making videos because they're dead. That's probably when I'll stop making videos. Was that a threat or a promise? I don't know. I've seen people walk away, and like when somebody leaves a Facebook group and says, "I'm leaving this group. You people are all mean, and I didn't like it," and everyone says, "Yeah, don't let the door hit you on the way out," or they say, "Hey, this ain't an airport. You don't have to announce your departure." Well, I don't know. I don't know what's going to cause me to leave the vinyl community. If I leave in disgust because you people offend me, I might have to make a swan song, it's all over video. Or I may just move on to something else and forget to make a video. Or I may just die and not make a video. But let's say I stop tomorrow. I'd probably leave all the videos up because I'm monetized. I earn between $8 and $14 a month for doing next to nothing, standing here and bloviating. So I do own the copyright to all these videos that I make, myself. So maybe I'll put them. Maybe I'll sell the rights to all these videos someday. Kind of like when Bob Dylan sold his catalog. If there's any venture capital, maybe in Japan I would be huge. I don't know. Okay, that's all I can think of today to answer Richard McCook's excellent 10 questions. Richard, thank you again for making thought-provoking questions. And the fact that you're doing something that's a little unconventional. It's not the same old, here's my haul for the week, here's my contest, here's my record store day. The fact that people are being innovative and doing things that are a little different, I salute that. I do things that are very strange on my videos. Like maybe I'll take us out with a 20-minute guitar solo. I just got this guitar at the thrift store. It only has 4 strings, and I had to solder it back together. And I'm not a very good guitar player. It doesn't sound good, but keep being unconventional, guys. There's no reason to stay within the lines. So that's it. Thanks, guys. Thanks, Richard. Bye-bye.